Like, hey, determination, right? The power of, I don't know, horniness. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, chicken wing. Hello people, Seeku Senpai here, and we're here for week 2 of anime. Or at least week 2 has ended. I'm talking about what happened last week. So yeah, this week 3 is beginning this week. But yeah, talking about some shows that aired this past week. Some things that stood out to me mainly is what I want to discuss. As I did last week, we did our first one last week. Some of y'all were enjoying it. I saw some people reviewing it too and liked it. So yeah, because I find myself wanting to talk more about shows afterwards, after I watch them. Let some things marinate, or if anything additional to say about them, I could discuss them here. So yeah, without further ado, here is week 2, some thoughts, additional things, everything I just said. Let's do this. So first up on our list is a new show, or at least the return for a show. First episode that aired this week of The Devil is a Part-Timer, Season 2. Yo, I remember watching season 1 a while ago. It's been nearly a decade since season 1. And, I mean, it is crazy how these shows are literally coming out the woodworks. What was it? Classroom of the Elite is back. Devil's Part-Timer is back. What else is about to return? What's next? I still want that Soul Eater return. I want that Soul Eater remake. Can we have that? Can we have a Soul Eater remake soon, please? Anyways, Devil Part-Timer returned by a new studio. It's by Studio 3 Hertz. Never heard of them. Actually, no, I did hear of them because last season they did Hula Girl, which I did enjoy last season. They did Princess Principal, Dimension W, and a couple other stuff. Oh yeah, Flip Flappers. I remember this show. But yeah, it's by a new studio, new director. The character design for it is also different from season 1, which I know some people are noticing. They're like, yo, I've heard a mix of things with that. Some people either miss season 1 character design, and some people are actually like, and some people are telling me that season 1 character design was actually not good at all. And I was like, what? What? you didn't like season 1 character design either? You didn't. What do you want to see? But yo, either way, I don't really care that much. Unless like the quality of it drops, then I have no problem with it. I don't mind the character design with this too, but yeah, I'm curious to see what we're going to get with this season because we have this child that appeared. If y'all seen the previews, then you already know there's a child that's going to be in this. Whose child is it? We don't know. Well, actually, if you saw the first episode, then the child pointed towards both our main dude, our dude Satan. What's his name? Mao. She said, "Yo, Mao." She pointed at him saying, "Papa." Then Emmy, Mama. So, I mean, she could just be calling them that. Doesn't mean that they are her parents, or they could be. But I kind of know some stuff with the light novel. I remember how that ended. I don't know if they're going in a different direction with the anime adaptation, because I know some people had their opinions about the light novel ending. So, but y'all enjoyed the first episode. I have the reaction for it on my channel, so feel free to check that out. The previous season for it was by White Fox. White Fox definitely underrated, low key. Like, I don't feel like people give any much praise to White Fox because they actually have some good shows. Some of the darker shows, I like that. The director for it is Tsukushi Daisuke. He directed, what's this show? Isekai Cheat Magician. So, I mean, hey, we don't know this. He could have just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes though. I mean, first episode seemed like it started off well, and I'm looking forward to see what we get for other episodes. Other than that, Overlord has been great. I've been enjoying the fourth season so far. Speaking of the opening actually came out officially. The opening, we got to see the opening this past episode, which was just great. If you haven't seen the opening, in fact, if you're not even watching Overlord, just look up the opening. The opening's great for it. I love the opening. I actually reacted to the opening and did an analysis of it, which is why I want to actually watch, at least check out a recap on the previous seasons, because some people are saying, oh yeah, there's some stuff that's in there that they mentioned earlier. There's actually some people from way in season 1. I was like, oh, of course I'm not going to remember that. When was season 1? I know there's going to be a movie for Overlord. So there's going to be a movie after this season. Maybe it's like going to be, I don't know. Will this be the ending of like the anime adaptation of it? Will they end it with this movie? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But Looking forward to seeing this after this season, especially just depending on where the season ends. Parallel World Pharmacy. So this is actually a show I actually watched today. It aired last week. The first episode aired last week. It airs on Sundays. I'm watching this on my own time, and it's actually way better than I thought it was going to be. Actually, when I saw the preview for this, I was like, yo, this actually looks intriguing. It intrigues me. It looks like it's going to be good. And the first episode actually was really good. So there's this guy who gets reincarnated into another world as this, and he's part of this like medical practicing magic family. In his previous world, he was a well-renowned doctor or pharmacist, whatever. Pharmacists or doctors, right? You could call them that. But yeah, a well-renowned doctor and medical researcher, and he ended up passing away due to overworking himself, really trying to find cures and whatnot. The one thing that did stick out in the episode that I did like was the fact that we know why he's becoming a doctor, because his younger sister, when he was little, passed away. And since then, he was like, yo, I want to try and find new ways to handle diseases and stuff. You know, he wants to make sure people don't have to go through what he went through, basically. It's unfortunate that he passed away due to overworking and trying to find a cure for stuff. But in this new world, he has like this new, he has special abilities like from the gods or something. I like how we also got to learn about how magic works in this world, at least the categories of magic. There's air, water, earth, fire, and then there's the fifth one, none, which no one knows. He was asking if someone could do all four, aka the Avatar, and they said no, that's not possible. Well, considering that he has godlike abilities in this world now, that he's now learning, due to him being able to see illnesses someone has or injuries with his eye and whatnot. I think it has good potential. But nice first episode. Episode 2 airs today, so I'm gonna check that out. Also, I'll hit you all with an update next week on how it's going. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking the start of it, and I know some people when they first announced it, some people were comparing this to what was it? There's another show that aired, Drugstore in Another World. Yeah. I don't know. I never watched it. It never appealed to me. But yeah, it looks like from the opening there's also gonna be some threat going on. Maybe he's gonna be doing some magic battles as well. It won't be just him curing people with magic, but there may be also something else going on there. So can you see where the plot will go from that premise already? So there's also Black Summoner that aired. I said I was gonna watch this last week. I didn't watch it yet, and episode 2 already aired. I watched the first episode just before this, and it actually is pretty good. It's actually a pretty good isekai. So this guy, he's reincarnated in another world, but he erases memory. When he was talking to the goddess, of course there's always a goddess. When he was talking to the goddess about getting his skills and what he wants, he said, "Oh, I want more skills, so take away my memory. And also, I want you to be my servant, my guide in this world." So there's that kind of like a Konosuba thing, him grabbing the goddess to join with him. However, this goddess is actually, pretty dependable. She's not like Aqua and stuff, but yeah, I'm liking it so far. I had a nice start. Our main dude seems really intriguing, especially considering he lost his memory. He's pretty cool about it, especially learning his new skills as a summoner. He's not just any regular sword person or something. His position is as a summoner. So he has to take down these different monsters and beasts, and basically he summons them. Isn't there another show this season? Was it My Isekai Life? Isn't that dude also or does he get tamer? What's the difference? He summons things versus taming? I don't know, but I'm liking the way this one's starting off. I only saw the first episode. I haven't seen episode 2 yet, so there's that. It looks like there's also going to be the more people he's going to meet in his party. Each of them, he's going to have them work with him and take down these different threats. Another thing that was interesting that they pointed out was the fact that summoner positions are really rare. The fact that there is usually one summoner per kingdom. So if he were to choose a summoner position, or at least make himself known as a summoner position at the guild, then the king of the nation or something would be like, "Oh yeah, I want you for stuff and whatnot." So he said, "Okay, I'll keep that on the DL." So I think that was interesting. So I'm curious to see what kind of storyline we're gonna get with that. I also like the goddess. Who's voicing the goddess? Ueda Reina. I like the voice. Because currently the goddess does not have a body, is just like this floating pamphlet that only he could see. And the only way he could eventually get to see her is if he's able to get his summoning level to above 100, because she's level 100 or above level 100. So his only way for him to actually tame her, or not tame her, to summon her, is by reaching that same level, I believe. So tap in, laugh till you cry. So I actually watched the first episode of this today as well, just before this, because I just wanted to check it out. And as I mentioned last week, some problems I heard about it was that, considering that it's a really comedy-based anime, and this isn't always all comedy anime, but considering this one's like mainly stand-up comedy, when you're translating the comedy to English, it doesn't translate well. So even when I was watching it, I was like, okay, I don't get it. like they're telling the jokes, I'm just like, I don't get it. So I think there's that there, where the translation for the joke may not go too well. Maybe it's just not funny. I mean, comedy is always subjective to begin with, so one comedy anime may be funny to someone else, to another person that may not be. On top of that, the fact that it's not translating well is also another factor. But I did get a few chuckles here and there for some things. I know some people are saying, I see this more as a slice of life than just a comedy. But then again, I think about comedies in general. Aren't most comedies slice of lives, or vice versa? Like, you could give it a peek if you want, see if you like it. Like I said, comedy is really subjective, but in terms of the plot line of it, a bunch of these comedy groups are brought to this house. They've won previous tournaments and teppens. I think it's called teppen is the name of the comedy competition. So they're all brought to this house, and each week they have to perform stand-up comedy. And then the people who are in the crowd who are watching them, depending on how many people like them, they vote someone out from the house, and then they therefore are eliminated from this competition. So basically it's a comedy competition, a comedy battle royale in a way, elimination until we have a single person left who will be the winner. So there's also Call of the Night. So Call of the Night was one I talked about last week. I really enjoyed the first episode, really enjoyed the second episode, as we are diving more into each of the characters and more so their relationships. I know some people were complaining about it because they're like, dang, I want to see some action. And I'm just like, this isn't an action show. This is, what's even the genre for this? Romance? Yeah, I mean, the driving force of this is a romance. This guy trying to fall in love with a vampire. Our main girl, Nanakusa. There's that. Also in the ending of last week's episode, we also got the introduction to another character. So yeah, one thing that I'm really liking about it though is the dialogue of this. Because I was thinking about, the dialogue of this kind of reminds me of another series. And I looked at the director, and I was like, okay, Itamura Tomoyuki. The same guy who directed a bunch of Monogatari. I think he directed every single season of Monogatari. That same, like, the way they talk in that show. I don't know, the direction in which they're talking, because he's the director, you see what I'm doing there? The direction in which they're talking in gives me that same type of familiarity with Monogatari, which I liked. But other than that, I'm liking how we're getting to know the characters a lot. The growing relationship between Yamori and Nanakusa. I mean, that's pretty much it. Opening and ending are a bop. Creepy nuts, y'all doing it. Pause. I don't know. When you say creepy nuts, that kind of sounds, I don't know. But creepy nuts, y'all doing your thing with both the opening and ending. In fact, the ending theme is the title of the show, Call of the Night, which is actually kind of nice. The OST for this is also great. Who's doing the OST, by the way? Because I'm really liking the music in this. Well, that's the sound director. I'm looking for music. The OST for this has just been a bop the whole time. Between the opening, ending, and then the background music, it's just great. I've really been enjoying it. Okay, so they did the theme song arrangement. Engaged Kiss was another show this season where we got to see a more bit of the characters within the first few episodes. I'm getting to see the dynamics and everything, especially with the big fact that we learned that our dude is losing his memory. So, for those who don't know the plot of Engaged Kiss, there's this dude, they take out demons in the city. There's this demon girl he works with, Kisara, and in order for her to awaken her demon abilities, he has to kiss her. However, it's not the fact that he's just kissing her, she's also getting a power-up by taking dude's memories. And she's aware of that, and he knows. The thing is that he's also forgetting memories of when he used to date this other girl, which is probably why he broke up with her. Because he was like, okay, I'm forgetting my memories of you. I want to hurt your feelings knowing that. But yeah, because no one else seems to know about it except for him and her. So there's that. There's also the fact that his parents were killed by demons. And his sister seems to be have been killed. Or apparently it looks like they made it look like that. But I think she was probably held captive by demons. And she may appear later on in the series as a demon girl. Like Kisara maybe. But that may be the case. I could be wrong about that. But I guess I have to wait and see. But I like that we're getting now a direction on the plot line. The first 2 episodes were mainly us getting to know the characters. Episode 3, really seeing the dynamic of things, seeing that things are really shady in the city. Everyone in the city's broke. This city just sucks. I mentioned this in my reaction. That, this city, everyone in the city is in debt. Everyone in the city needs money. It just sucks. And this dude's losing memory, so there's that going on, but yeah, it looks like we're getting a plot line going on here, especially with them mentioning this resource that they have in the city that a bunch of like foreign countries want and whatnot. What is it, Onogirium or something? So I'm curious how that may tie into the demon plot line, because it seems like underneath that whole extracting plant of the Onogirium, this resource that's only there, is underneath. That was like the same like tunnel system that they showed in the beginning episode where our main dude's parents were killed, as well as his sister was dispersed. I don't think she's dead, but yeah, I'm curious to see how that may tie into. I'm pretty sure that's related to the Onigirium, and as well as probably why demons are showing up. And here's when demons did show up in this town and stuff. But yeah, the pacing of this seems like it's going down an interesting route. So I'm curious to see if we're going to get more of this. I want to see more of where the storyline is going, because it seems like we're getting a direction now, but next episode we're probably going to get more of a pull into it. So likewise with Lycoris Recoil, we had the plot line with this beginning. Actually, before I even get to the plot line, this is probably one of my favorite shows for the season. By the way, just saying, will this be anime of the season? I don't know, but it definitely is one of my favorite shows. But the plot line for this one, or at least the main thread that's been going along throughout this episode, is what happened to these guns that are missing, and what are these people going to do with these missing guns. As this episode, we get to see Takina, as well as with the help of Chisato, pushing Takina to confront her past decisions or whatnot, her past problems with Fuki and the other thing from first episode with that girl who punched her and stuff. Confronting that in the end, saying, yo, you gotta move forward, you know. You can't be stuck wanting to stay attached to HQ when HQ does not want you. Rhyme there. But yeah, I think it was nice first few episodes. As we are still getting this tie-in with everything related to this missing guns. HQ and the commander not really saying much about that, especially since they access their AI thing that we just got revealed to, their AI thing, which basically has everything that connects all the Lycoris's activities, missions, and everything. Not only that, but I think it was important that they mentioned that, because from what we saw in the beginning of the episode, when they're entering the HQ, they also did like the face recognition and everything. So the AI system probably also has all information on all the Lycorises. So I'm curious to see how that may tie into that later on. Whoever this, we know who the hacker person is. It's that person with the robot head that we saw in the previous episode. So I'm just curious where we're going to get with this. Maybe there'll be another radio incident then in this series, as they mentioned in the beginning. Because our girl Chisato is known as the radio girl, aka the best Lycoris ever, due to what she did at the radio incident, which we haven't really gotten a lot of explanation as to what that was, other than the fact that it's some big situation. She was there, she saved the day, and yada yada yada. So that's where she got her name. We know that she doesn't want to be part of HQ, but she doesn't like taking their orders and stuff. Yeah, I also didn't like how, I'm pretty sure this might tie in back later on, but in episode 2, the way we ended the episode was with Mika talking to the other guy, that blonde dude, who was supposedly working with the enemy people. So I'm curious to see what that conversation was about, and if we may get back to this later on. Curious to see what Mika's past was as well, because it seemed like Fuki knew Mika, aka Sensei. So that's really interesting. I'm I want to know more about the past that was going on, especially with Chisato, which we'll probably get later on down the road in one situation. Next, we got Harem in the Labyrinth in Another World, which was actually another interesting episode. This one's actually being way better than I thought it was going to be, again, because I like the way we're going about the plotline. Our dude actually learning that, I really have to learn how to upgrade my skills, especially learning the drawback of using his MP. The fact that whenever he uses MP, he actually gets depressed afterwards. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing right there. But also the fact that he's also learning that, I have to fight to survive. I have to take risks in this world. If I'm taking a risk for my life in these labyrinths, I gotta take a risk to take on these bounty hunters now, because he wants to take on the bounty hunters, and now he's so that then he can have enough money, so then he can get Roxanne as his slave, which is kind of wild. The fact that he's doing all this for her, like, hey, determination, right? The power of I don't know, horniness. Like this dude only doing all this so he could get with her, but. Hey, determination, man, determination. Go for your dreams, man. And he's working hard for it. I like how in the beginning of the episode, we also had like a little flash forward as to a possible future our main dude may have in this other world where he actually does create his harem. He also has a son whom he had with some lady named Michio. So that's interesting. And they're at this village too. So I wonder if he's ever going to go back to this village. If this possible future does happen. Rent-A-Girlfriend, episode 2 aired. I watched it. Actually, no, I'm on episode 3 now. Episode 3. I remember I was talking smack about Rent-A-Girlfriend last week. I mean, this week's episode was... I think this week's episode was actually kind of better. I like how with this season, though, we actually are focusing more on Chizuru's character. I'm peeling her layers. As the first season was mainly them both getting used to the Rent-A-Girlfriend work relationship. And this season we're mainly focusing on her character, as well as Kazuya getting to know her and their relationship building. Not only from that Rent-A-Girlfriend thing, but also them building a friendship in a way. And not only as that, but also maybe neighborly friendship mainly. Yeah, especially learning more things about her past. The fact that, both her parents have passed away. Why she wants to become an actress, because she wanted her grandfather to be there to see him, but he passed away, so she's doing it, trying to reach her dreams before her grandmother passes away. But yeah, I mean, other than that, Mommy showed up this past week's episode. She didn't really have that much of an impact. I mean, she was there when both of them were in Kazuya's house, but she left because she didn't think anyone was there. But she did notice that purse, so I'm curious to see what her interaction with him will be this week's episode. What I don't like about it, though, is that we're not getting any reasonings as to why Mommy is so interested in this dude Kazuya when she broke up with him and continuously calls him words, like calls him virgin and whatnot. Like, it's like, relax. why you always calling this guy names and whatnot, breaking up with him and whatnot, yet you are always stalking him. like you going over to his house for what reason? Because you're in the neighborhood to hang out? I don't know, man. We'll get answers for that eventually, but I made my theories last week's episode, so feel free to check that out to see what I had to say with that. Shadow's house had probably one of the most... I mean, Shadow's house has always been really interesting, but this past week's episode was a little cultish. That scene with them, with the mind control, that was straight on like cult energy right there, man. That was a little creepy right there. But I like how we're getting to see which characters will be really important this season. Kate learning more stuff about the suit's abilities and learning more about the mind control, trying to find ways to get rid of the mind control. That not only is it just drinking water, but also punching the other person, beating them up to beat the mind control. We're seeing that Barbie, right? Yeah, Barbie and her shadow Barbara are both important characters this season, especially as they are star bearers, and Kate wants to become a star bearer, especially with this previous dude who was the previous star bearer leader, this dude Christopher. So we're going to see how he's going to be really important this season. Rosemary and Mary Rose as well becoming important characters for this season as well. So I'm curious to see how that's going to be. Yeah, there's that, especially because in each episode we're seeing how things in the past are progressing. And I'm curious to see if we're going to see like how eventually we're going to make it to the present day with some things. So I'm liking that. I'm liking the way they're going about this season. Seeing stuff that's going on in the present while going back to the past and see how that connects to the present. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. A solid episode 2. Dr. Stone had its own OVA last Sunday. I haven't watched it yet, but it's supposed to be like a good like in between thing. It's an original episode. Okay, a nice like episode for like to connect the bridgeway of episode 1 to episode 2. Or no, season 2 to episode to season 3. My mistake. I'm probably going to watch it towards when season 3 airs, because I'm probably going to forget what happens in this episode by the time season 3 airs. Season 3 is supposed to air in 2023, spring of 2023. So that's 9 months from now. So yeah, I'm going to watch the OVA around then, a little before then, so I remember stuff more. Because it'll probably connect better then, other than watching it like almost a year ahead time. So there's that. And so there's other shows I have not watched yet, but I will be catching up to. Made in Abyss, the latest season. I haven't watched season 1 yet, but I will watch. I'll binge it eventually, and I'll get to it. It's not a priority. I'll get to it eventually. I get to it when I get to it. Soredemo aired. I haven't watched it yet either, but I heard it's supposed to be a good rom-com. Same person that made Takagi-san, the Ninja Girl anime last season. Kunoichi is the mightiest ninja or something. So there's that. I heard this one's pretty good. This week, Is It Wrong to Play With Girls in the Dungeon? Season 4 is supposed to air this week. This Saturday, I believe. So, this upcoming Saturday. So that'll be nice. For those who have watched the previous seasons. I'm still on season 1 of this. So, yeah, I won't be watching season 4 for a while. Next Sunday, I believe, this show is supposed to air. This is by the same person who made The Great Jahi is Undefeated. Something. This show is supposed to be airing in the end of this month, so another show that has not aired based off of a manga. Heard some good things about the manga. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to say. All the shows that have aired for the season, at least some things I wanted to know about some shows that are airing this week. Yeah, anyways, let me know what shows you're all liking this week. What shows are your favorite for this season? There's a lot of shows I'm liking for this season. I'm watching a lot of shows this season. I plan on doing some reviews on these shows eventually. Probably like the first 3. I'll probably do like reviews on some of these shows that I'm watching at my own time every 3 episodes. Like do like a recap of the first of 3 episodes every 3 episodes. So do them by like quarters. So I think that'd be kind of nice. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know if you like to see that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, check out more videos on the channel. I'll be back to streaming this week. Maybe. I'll see. I was taking like a bit of a break this weekend. I needed a break. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Do comments below as always, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Peace and out.